How's it going, guys? You guys know what day it is. Finally, November 17th. Rhythm of War just came out last night. This is the moment I've been waiting for all year. I've been reading Brandon Sanderson the last, I don't know, over 6 months now. And I got caught up at like midnight last night. I finished the end of Oathbringer and then read all through Dawnshard. I just started with Rhythm of War and it's starting off pretty solid already. So I don't know, I'm going to be taking my time with it because, yeah, it's the last Brandon Sanderson I have to read, except for volume 2 and 3 of White Sands. I did read through the first one. Those only take maybe an hour each though, so it doesn't really count. So yeah, I just wanted to go over some of my thoughts on Oathbringer. I'm not going to do like a full review, but I'm sure a lot of you guys already know. It's mainly focuses on Dawnshard, and you get to see why people really call him the Blackthorn and are afraid of him. It all starts to make sense because in The Way of Kings and Words of Radiance, he's so nice and his sense of justice is like pretty solid. I think I feel like he always makes the right decisions. So I was like, why is everyone like afraid of him? Or I don't know. It makes sense in this one. This is also the first book so far in the Stormlight Archives where you really start to learn a lot more about the magic systems. Like you finally start to learn more about the different orders of the Knights Radiant, and you learn a lot more about Spren, Shadesmar. But yeah, in Oathbringer you also find out a lot more about like Odium, what's going on with honor and the gods, and more stuff about the Parshmen. There's a lot of twists and turns in this one as well. I could see how, I don't know, this is the first Stormlight Archives book that I feel like I really went in fully blind. I never got spoiled on the other ones really, but just I already knew kind of what to expect going into them. This one I really wasn't sure. I haven't heard that much about it, so I don't know. I liked it. I could see now why some people say Brandon Sanderson overcomplicates things. I mean, I could always see why people said that, but some of the stuff with the Unmade and other things, I'm like, oh, like why did he have to bring that up? That just makes it so much more complicated. But I like it though, personally. I like that. But yeah, the Unmade is another one you start to find out a lot more about as well. And I mean, I don't know. It's like the more you find out, the more questions you have, which is kind of realistic. It's all made up anyways, but still, going into spoilers, cover your ears if you don't want to be spoiled. I don't even know where to begin. I'm not going to talk about the whole book, but yeah, I loved everything that happened with Dawnshard. I already liked him as a character, but just seeing everything he goes through, like I like him even more now, and now he's one of my favorite characters. I'm kind of sad his character arc is ending. Not his character arc, but you know, like Oathbringer was mainly focused on him. I'm not even sure which character Rhythm of War focuses on yet. The only flashback so far is the one from Navani. I don't know if she's going to be the main character for this one. She doesn't really seem to have enough going on, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Adolin, I really started to like in Oathbringer. I mean, I liked them as soon as he started getting along with Kaladin, like Words of Radiance. I started to like him, but still, like after, again, spoilers right here, but after he kills Sadeas, I was like, kind of hope something happens to him so he gets taken out of the picture. Like he gets in trouble or something, or I don't know, something. I was like, hopefully he gets out of the way so then Kaladin and Shallan can be together. But no, the further I got along, especially in Oathbringer, I'm glad things ended the way they were. And I'm glad Kaladin does not get with Shallan. I was kind of worried towards the end that Shallan was going to start going for Kaladin. Like there was that one scene where Adolin's like, he's like, I'm not going to hold you back anymore. If you love him, go be with them. And I'm glad she was like, no. Because, yeah, as things went along, I really started to like Adolin. And I like him and Shallan better than I think I would with Kaladin. Kaladin and Shallan didn't really have any moments like they did in Words of Radiance in this one. It was just like her admiring him from afar as Veal, kind of. That's about it. That, and I don't know. There's some parts where Shallan kind of annoys me. I still really like her as a character, but sometimes she's just kind of crazy. So I'm kind of glad her and Kaladin don't get together. I think Adolin would be able to handle her a little bit better. And he just has more of like a positive attitude. I don't know. And I was really hoping he was going to turn into a Radiant this book. I'm sure he's going to turn into a Radiant or something. Because they put a lot of focus on his Spren that you see in Shadesmar. I just thought it would already happen in there. But he like hears the sword's name when he's fighting later in the war. So I feel like for sure he'll turn into a Radiant eventually. Maybe in Rhythm of War. Also, that twist with Renarin, I don't know how to say his name, but that was pretty interesting. I still don't even know what to think about that. He's got a corrupted Spren, so he's not a Knight's Radiant. Like, does he have an Odium Spren? So he's like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It just gets confusing because Venli is obviously from Odium, but And her spren was from Odium, but then it got captured by an honor spren. So now she's almost like a Knight's Radiant. But then Renarin, I don't know. Because yeah, you don't really even see any of Renarin's abilities at all, besides the healing. That's it. But as far as his future seeing abilities, like he doesn't really use it at all in this book until the end. And that's just when he finds out that he's wrong, or that he can be wrong. I'm sure we'll find out more about that in Rhythm of War too, because you kind of discover that towards the end of Oathbringer. Oh yeah, I was excited to see that Yasna got put as queen. I was thinking about it as I read it. And yeah, sure enough, it was Yasna. I was like, yes, I knew it. I don't know. I thought that was perfect. Because, I don't know, I didn't really feel like Yasna did that much in this book. She was just kind of... She arrived, which I was kind of disappointed on the reunion. So was Shallan. If I was Shallan, I would have been pissed. She was pissed, but it was like, really? I thought you were dead. I moved on. I'm talking from Shallan's perspective, but like, if that happened to me and she came back and I already assumed that she was dead and like had moved on and everything, I'd be like, no, don't tell me what to do, or don't just assume I'm your ward. Like, I thought you were dead. I've already moved on from that, you know? I've already like established my own thing here. And then after that, Yasna just kind of is in the background doing research most of the book, I feel like. I hope she has more of a role in Rhythm of War, because I really liked her in The Way of Kings. Oh yeah, then of course what happens with Elhokar sucks, because I was really starting to like him, the king. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Yeah, it's like right as he's starting to turn around and you start to like him, he gets murdered by Moash out of nowhere. I wish Kaladin would have gone in and saved him, or I thought he was going to survive at least, because it looked like he was about to turn into a Radiant. I guess he died just too fast that the Stormlight didn't help him yet. I don't know. And Moash, I just feel bad. Like, I understand Moash and where he's coming from. And especially now that he's like, now I really have nothing to live for because I've let Bridge 4 down so much and there's no hope for me. So now he's just helping out Odium. So I don't know. I feel bad. But I kind of get where he's coming from. Because he's just like, it doesn't matter anymore anyways. And these guys were here first. So just help them, I guess. I wonder if he's going to become like one of the Odium's champions or something like that. Oh yeah, they gave him Jezera, I think his name is. I think it was his honor blade they gave him, right? That was the one? Yeah, okay, yeah. I remember now. Yeah, they gave him the blade, and so now he can fly. But I don't know if he uses regular Stormlight or if he uses the Violet Dark Odium Stormlight. I'm not sure. Or I know as soon as I'm done recording, there's going to be all these things. I'm like, oh, why didn't I bring that up? There's just so much. The book is so huge. It's impossible not to touch on everything. Oh yeah, there was one part that I was like, that was stupid. When they were in Kholinar, like when they're about to leave and they have those people that they were staying with use the span reeds. Which, if they use the span reed there, then the other Odium Spren will come and like attack them, and then the fused will all come. But there was that room that Azur had that you could use span reeds, or she could use soul casting. So why didn't someone just use the span reed down there? Like, it doesn't make sense. Why didn't they think of that? Yeah, that was the only part I was like, that was stupid of them. But I think those people survived anyways, so it didn't matter. Oh yeah, I also thought it was pretty cool. Everything you learn about the Spren, how they're like half in the real world, half in the Shadesmar, or they're mostly in Shadesmar. Or I guess it just depends on the Spren. There's some that are mostly in Shadesmar, some that are mostly in the real world. But I just thought that whole thing was cool. I think it gave a better explanation of the Spren, personally. I feel like it could go either way. Either that can make him even more cringy, or for me, it kind of fixed it so it wasn't as cringy. So they're not just there. You actually get to see why they're a part of the world. Some of the stuff that Brandon Sanderson writes reminds me a lot of like an anime or something. I don't know why. Shadesmar kind of reminds me of Bleach, like the spiritual realm or whatever. And then even reading through White Sands, the first book, it kind of reminds me of Naruto. I'll talk about that when I do a review of it, but it's just some things remind me of an anime. And then same with Mistborn. I mean, I know he's writing a movie script about it, but I'm like, I could totally see it as an animation, like an anime or something. It'd be perfect for it. So I don't know. I don't know if he watches a lot of anime or something, or if it's just coincidence. Still, and I wish we got to see more of Azur. I hope she comes back in Rhythm of War. I'll have to pay attention to see if she was in Warbreaker at all. I feel like she might have been in Warbreaker. All right, anyways, yeah, going into Dawnshard, I just read that all last night. I wanted to read it the second it came out on the 10th, but I had to finish Oathbringer first. Follows Lopen, then one of his other cousin, Radiance, and a couple other people from Bridge 4. And Risen is her name, I think, if that's how it's pronounced. It's the girl that was in The Edge of Oathbringer. She had an interlude scene where she was guarding the bank, or the treasury. She's the one in the wheelchair. But that was a pretty good story. I still have no clue what the Dawn Chant really is. I thought it was like a or what the Dawnshard, I mean, is. I feel like more of it's going to come through in Rhythm of War. I'm curious if it relates to Warbreaker at all, because at the end of Dawnshard, Rizen's like, oh, this wine tastes so good, and all the colors are so vibrant in here. Like, she has symptoms, I guess, symptoms of the abilities in Warbreaker. And then there's that little dragon guy, Cheery, her pet, that's kind of like, I'm assuming, because it's going to keep growing now, it's going to get huge, and it's still going to be able to fly. I bet you she's going to be flying around on its back. So yeah, then you get a couple more people binding with their Spren and from Bridge 4, like Lopen and his cousin. So they finally get weapons, so that's cool. There's like way more Knights Radiance now. Oh yeah, I also like to see the Sleepless. I think they're just a pretty cool race, just everything about them in general, just interesting. They're like a hive mind. Like, they're good guys, but they seem like they'd be evil. The way I imagine them is just disgusting, but they're all like are pretty chill, seems like, even the one in Edge Dancer. And yeah, that leads into Rhythm of War, which is out now. And I'm going to be really taking my time with it. This is the last book. It's going to be the first time I've ever been caught up on Brandon Sanderson, so I'm kind of sad about it. So I'll be taking my time, but at the same time, I'm excited to read it, so I'll probably be reading through it pretty quickly. I don't know, I'm assuming probably like a month or something, or a couple weeks. Alright guys, that's about it for this video. Just wanted to give an update on all that. And yeah, if you guys haven't read the Cosmere, I suggest starting it. I would say start with Warbreaker or Mistborn, that's what I suggest. Or, I don't know, if you really want to, you could start with The Way of Kings if you just want to dive right in. I would just suggest reading Warbreaker before Words of Radiance for sure. Honestly, it'd be a good like break in between also. But yeah, I definitely suggest, if you're interested in picking up some fantasy, to read some Brandon Sanderson. It's been pretty good so far. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna read next after I finish Rhythm of War. I'm kind of bummed about it. But alright, thank you guys for watching. Take it easy. Enjoy your, I'll have another video out before Thanksgiving, but yeah, enjoy your Thanksgiving. If not, later.